So you want to play a dwarf and you're tired of the cookie cutter dwarf fighter, can say Stalwart Defender. So I dug into the lore of the dwarves from the Eberron setting, and there is a dwarf that is particularly, nasty. Now, this type of dwarves do reside in the Mror Clanholds, and they use a stance and a fighting style called the Anvilward Stance. Now, this Anvilward Stance is similar to a barbarian rage, but it's not a rage. You know what I mean? It's more controlled. It's like iron discipline and a little bit of rage when you charge into battle, but it's not full on rage as like the full on mechanical rage of the barbarian. So these dwarves do don heavy plate mail, and they do use tower shields. They do throw themselves into the battle, and they ignore pain through this type of fighting, which is the more they accumulate damage, the less they care, and they become even more dangerous. Now, this is the lore behind it, and they usually on the lore side they're usually like the slayers from Warhammer setting, but they don't use dual axes and they are not wearing pants only, so they have less tendencies of dying, you know. And what is this dwarf really? It's a Fighter 14 Barbarian 6. Now, why Barbarian 6? Because it gives me access to Rage, which, although it's not mechanical rage, it's give me some leeway here. Okay, we don't have a rage in the fighter stance. We have action boosts, but that's not rage. So it also gives me damage reduction, which is not much, but thematically speaking, this is a lore-wise character, not a min-max character. So it's also first life, so it comes with whatever I found on the way to level 20. So it's not particularly, strong or anything. As you can see, I'm wearing green items, and I tend to not give items from the bank to my new characters because first of all, they have a high deletion percentage, as I tend to delete my characters pretty often. So we're gonna have to test this character with what we have. On the enhancement tree, which is what you probably are more interested in, as you can see, you can basically it's strength, constitution, and wisdom. Wisdom for the will saving, dexterity, you can start with it's irrelevant. Reflex saving with a shield is like the cherry on top of the cake, but you can do without. The armor class you get from dexterity is quite irrelevant in the current setting of the game, because armor class, unless you are sporting like huge amounts of armor class, it's not gonna work. So let's go on with the enhancement trees. Now, because thematically we are a warrior that charges with the shield, obviously the main tree has to be the vanguard. And the way I structured this, because we go into a rage, we cannot use the defensive stance from the stalwart defender. So if I were to pick this one up to here and get the plus 6 strength, maybe get the constitution because I already get the competency 8 points here, I will not be able to use rage. And because thematically speaking I want to use rage, there is no stalwart defender. Now you can pick it up, don't get me wrong. If you want to ignore rage because you just don't care and you want to try out this character, it's fine. It works even without rage. Just make sure you take out some of these things from here and put them here. However, the way I envision my build is a very sturdy character, and for that we're gonna have the Vanguard 3, which is gonna be my most efficient crowd controlling thing. So this is more about crowd controlling because in you have to adapt lore to the game. You cannot just 100% translate the lore to gameplay. This is Dungeons and Dragons. It has nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. This is more like a WoW version of Dungeons and Dragons, which is bad in my opinion, because if I wanted to play WoW, I would play WoW. I don't want to play a surrogate of WoW, but they went with it, so whatever. Fans of WoW will rejoice, I guess. So we did pick the Ravager because I want Cruel Cut. Cruel Cut is another tool at my disposal to incapacitate enemies. And as you can see, this build, my tools are all about crowd controlling. I have 2 knockdowns here, I have a 3rd knockdown over here with the form of trip. With Cruel Cut, we have Stunning Blow, we have Stunning Shield, which is great against Reapers, and we have the Quick Cutter because I took the only possible epic strike that actually matters in epics. As for, yeah, the Ravager is going to give me a little bit of improved power attack, which is quite a considerable amount of damage in heroics, but because of dexterity I cannot change power attack to precision. If you want precision, you want to bring this character to the high levels and not see grazing hits, then you need to start with 13 dexterity, or 11 if you have a tome plus 2, or nothing if you are a spender and you purchase a tome of plus something. On the Occultus layer, we're getting some saving throws here. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. We get some hit points and some positive healing amplifications. We also get to extend our rage by 50%, and we also get some defense here. We get 12 PRR and MRR from the bond, and then we get 6 armor class and 3 magic resistance. And then we have the Frenzied Berserker, where we gain the imbue. It's not much, it's 1d8 bane damage, that scales with the melee power, but we also gain 5 melee power, and we also gain 5 melee power from this one. So we gain 10 melee power from these trees with minor investment, which might offset losing some melee power from the other trees of the warrior, of the fighter. We're also gaining rage uses per rest. We're gaining strength while raging. Get strike through because that's a bread and butter with this build. You need to get all the strike through chance you can, but also to keep it more lore accurate, I cannot simply ignore these two things and go like get some strike through from these three. That's about it. It's not a very convoluted build. It's lore wise. Feat, we just take power attack. We get the greater 200 fighting and the greater shield mastery. If you want to be meta, you ignore this, but having only 14 levels of fighter, there's not much else I could have taken that would have given me more. Maybe the specialization of the warrior for the slashing weapons, but you know, it's debatable. This gives me 10% double strike while wearing a shield, and gives me 20 PRR when using a tower shield, which is, you know, in line with my idea of the character. I then got the champion and the master for the, you know, fighter feats. And then I got tactical combatant and tactical master. I also got tactical training, but I'm missing something. I think I'm missing the champion, the one that gives you 8, because we're level 14. I got the improved critical slashing weapon, obviously, improved shield bash because obviously, and stunning blow obviously. And that's about all there is. Yes, we have uncanny dodge, which I did not actually drag into my bar. Alright, from the announcement 3, we have already spoken about those, but on the tier 5 of the Vanguard, we have this disorienting smash, which applies stacks of vulnerability upon enemies. So this is absolutely 100% CCs and utilities. Now, applying vulnerability is great because it allows not only you, but all your friends to deal more damage. So that's fantastic. And then we got this 15 melee power and 10% chance to make secondary shield bash. Critical multiplier on shields and 25% competence bonus to maximum hit points. So this is a very nice tree. We have something for a battle guard, which is the shield smash, and then we can test this character in Lord of Dust. We're playing on Elite, we're not playing on Reaper, because this is first life character, and it doesn't have the equipment to take on Reaper confidently. So Elite is going to be the difficulty. Now, for some of you who have been playing the game for a long time, you might just say, hey, playing on Elite, it's easy. Well, it's easy for your 20 years old character. This is just a freshly made character with items I just found. There is no tomes, no banking, no nothing. So, at level 20, playing a level 23 quest on Reaper might just be a little bit too much. We're gonna fly into a rage as soon as these guys start getting antsy. Yeah, bunch up. Now, the knockdowns are a little bit on the weird side. Sometimes they fire off, sometimes they cannot. Okay. Start dealing with some of these guys. Stunning blow. Okay, stunning shield. Okay, there you go. With that, we took some damage. That's because I'm not using my stance properly. If I were using my stance properly... excuse me, where did you come from? Would you please mind... Yeah, there you go. Okay, I did miss, wow. I guess the one is always behind the corner. Damage-wise, it's okay. You can stun these guys, and as you can see, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. But try to imagine this character with all the equipment you have and all the past lives you have. Do try to do that, because keep in mind this is a first life character. I will not stress this enough. This is a first life. Wayo, do something useful for once. Heal me, thank you. I can use second wind to heal myself, by the way. I'm just too lazy to do that. Alright, we can test this on... Guys, did you go over there? I'm not gonna destroy the chests over there. The barrels. Alright, let's open with a charge. Stun these guys. Cruel cut, which went on a grazing hit. Okay, we did Stacy. Cruel cut did just stun these two guys. And it's all about crowd controlling the... do I want to go there? I don't care. Let's just go straight. Alright, we got these guys. Alright, as you can see, it's something. Like, the crowd controlling is a bit erratic with these two charges. I don't know what's so difficult. Oh, hello there. We have crowds everywhere, but standing blow will make short work of these guys. As you can see, using the tools at our disposal. There you go, crowd controlling, stunning blow. Everything misses because yay, I suppose. Okay, more crowd control. This guy is perma-stun. Look at that. It's perma-stun. He just cannot do anything. Takes some time to kill him, but you know, just like that, he's been perma-stunned. And that's the build, guys. Let's try it against some casters as soon as we reach them. Sure, this is Elite and not Reaper, but again, I reiterate the thing that we're not playing with a super duper character here. Okay. I just want to get these guys down. Trip is gonna work. Stunning blow, and we should be dealing with these guys soon enough. Alright. Time to heal, and now let's begin the next fight. Is this guy the best possible thing? Not really. But I find that these characters, these lore characters... Oh, I'm not gonna say that. These characters are much more fun to... Oh, I deactivated power attack. Well, that's understandable. Alright, let's activate auto attack. Let's also call in you. I wouldn't mind some healing, Wayo. Please don't die, Wayo, like you always do. Alright. So we need some healing, obviously, because we are a warrior. I'm sure you can do better with a 20 years old character, but regardless, I wouldn't do that on a 20 years old character, because if you don't like the build, then you're stuck with it, and you have to... Well, the road to 20 is not that complicated. You can TR the guy if you want to. I think, however, I was saying it's much more fun to play these characters than to play the cookie cutters characters or flavor builds. Because... Can you shut up? Thank you. Because cookie cutters is like boring. Like the way the developers intended the game to be played is like, to me at least, it's quite boring. Like paladins, you have your favorite weapon. Warrior, you have to play it in this style. You have to play with that thing. Oh, you only have to play with daggers and kukris if you want to play an assassin. Screw rapiers and short swords. Who cares about those weapons? Heavy picks. Who heard about them? Just play with the few weapons you got, like the two-handed sword, the falchion, the long sword, the bastard. Just you're playing a fighter. Just play bastard sword and tower shield. Who cares about the other styles? I think screw that. The game allows me to do many things. I don't care what the developers think about what should be the intended path for these things. I make my own path because I find it more fun than the boring way the game was set up to be. Because when you think about it, you're playing if you're on a hamster wheel, sure, do whatever it is that you do. You know, if you're on a hamster wheel, just keep running. And there's no reason to play a lore build on a hamster wheel. For real, there's no point in doing that, right? Because you're there, you want to go as fast as possible. You don't even have to attack enemies because most people I see they just push their wings or they just fly to the end of the and they leave everything alive. Because when you are on a hamster wheel, you don't play the game. You just don't. There's no game to be played when you're on a hamster wheel. That is how a hamster will work. Because dealing with the enemies means spending time dealing with the enemies. And because most people here are spoiled and they use their potions, their sovereign potions, they spend turbine, not turbine, sorry, I'm still used to the old. They're spending SSG points, store points, to purchase those potions. They need to do everything quickly. So this build is not going to help you for completing the wheel. But if you want to try it on a new character and you want to do something that is a little bit outside of the box and something new, at this build I came up with the help of Meta. Meta actually helped me with the lore. Good job, Wayu. Never let me down. Never change, Wayu. Never change. I don't even know how you got aggro, but whatever. So I'm taking damage. That is because I have a very shitty armor. I have a level 12 armor. Sorry, I did not find anything better. There is this half plate that is slightly better, but I lose a lot of PRR. So with a decent armor, probably I would fare a little bit better. Do I have to take your stone? Probably.
In the center of this room stands a blood-stained
Yeah.
altar.
I don't want to shatter the altar.
Have been performed there.
Okay. Rage, which I forgot to do. Okay. As always, the AI... Look at what happened. Oh my god. I don't have that ward though. That's a problem. In and out of itself. Okay, I don't also have the haste boost. Because the build would not allow for that. Well, sir, I wouldn't mind if you could just stop. Will I be able to even kill this guy without wire? I'll stop with your negative levels, please. This game has a lot of anti-player spells. Wow, I really do have that thing. Can you open this? No, I have to kill this guy. Well, I can use Uncanny Dodge. Hello! 97. I can simply kill him by virtue of blood of Quick Cutter. Look at that. Okay. No. How about that? Yeah. It's like that. Without healing, it's gonna be very difficult. Okay. You feel free to develop the character as you like. I do enjoy playing this character. Now I do understand sometimes when you're making these builds you have to accept the fact that the build is going to be subpar, you know. But it's simply more fun to play the game with a subpar build that actually has a meaning, that there's actually something here, you know. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's just more fun than playing the stupid ass cookie cutter build that everybody plays. And you discover some new ways of playing the game that are actually fun. The ways you can play the game are infinite by virtue of the original makers of this game, which was Codemaster, by the way. They set up this because third edition is just simply great. It's the new edition of Dungeons and Dragons that are just bad. They just kill any type of creativity, regardless. You know, they put too much, and the new, the 5th edition is a little bit bland when it comes to character creation. They wanted to simplify from the 4th, I think. They wanted to simplify the character creation, but I think they went like, yeah, it doesn't have any quirks. You know, the characters, they all feel the same. That's not from Dungeons and Dragons Online. It's from other games. You simply look at what they can do, and it's just there's not much. There's not much specialization. You know, I want to focus on this thing, and I want to be that character. There's not much of that. I will probably die here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna place wise ass Wayo over here. And she's gonna stay on aggressive. Hopefully she will not aggro the skeletons. Thank you, Wayo. We're gonna try. Without haste boost, it's a little bit difficult, but I do not have the points to get haste boost. I can remove... Guys, you need to shut up, I'm talking. We could have removed the Occult Slayer. And we could get the haste boost. It's right here. I think I can do that. I mean, I'm gonna lose like some PRR. So this is 11 points. I need 1 plus 3. I think we need 4 here. And I can have something. I'm gonna lose this. Yeah, I think you can get some, if you want, you can get the action boost for speed. If you want. I don't think it's a good choice. I mean, it's better than what I have, but I don't know, is it really gonna make a difference? Maybe on boss raiding it does. I'm sorry, Nomod, I need... Wayo. Thank you, Wayo. Alright, let's try to get this guy. Oh, you lost Constitution. That's great. Okay. Let's start applying some stuff against this guy. Please lose your Constitution, give me some Battle Guard stacks. I did go into a Grazing Itch spree, so I did not get this. Now I got the stacks. Now the thing is, I also don't have much of accuracy because I have a level 8. This is another problem with Dungeons and Dragons Online. It's the itemization is completely broken. Like, I simply cannot find the items I'm looking for in one life. And once you get the blue items, you don't need to get any other chest. Like, if you have a Feywild set, you simply put, Feywild is stronger than Shard or Barovia. I think it's just Barovia though. Not sure about Shard. And that's the problem. The green items are even worse. I wanna go into Uncanny Dodge. I wanna go into a Rage. This guy, as you can see, is not missing anything. Well, Uncanny Dodge is probably not gonna work with me. 32% dodge. Well, it is what it is. So it's a build. I'm having fun with it. The fact that I can control the battlefield and knock down every enemy in the game. I have Stunning Shield for Reapers. I have knockdowns for everything that resists Stunning Blow. I have Cruel Cut that helps me with the crowd controlling. It's just fun to play, you know. Is it something that I can push the challenges? No, I don't think it is. I honestly don't think this can push much. Man, I really feel the lack of an accuracy item that is actually decent. At this level, I could probably go farm the Bloodstone from Menektarum Desert. and upgrade it to epic. That will fix my accuracy issues. And will grant me some deadly. But am I gonna? Probably too lazy to do that. No, what did I press? Oh, I pressed 7. I cannot even press keys on the keyboard. Well, we made it. It was a little bit iffy, but we made it. It is what it is, guys. And we finished this quest. So this is the kind of a battle rager, but it's not. It's the Anvilward Stance. I think I can probably optimize this build to be more lore accurate and get maybe some divine levels to get the Onatar's Forge. You know, maybe 6. Maybe go 6, 6, and 8. 8 fighter, 6 cleric or a paladin. No. 8 fighter, 6 cleric, and 6 barbarian. I get the Onatar Forge. I can gain some melee power when I click on the Onatar's Forge thing. And that's about it. I think it can be done like that. But I lose a lot of the Vanguard tree. I lose this core, which gives me 10% chance to make a secondary shield bash, 5% combat style bonus to melee attack speed, and 1 W on the shield. If you're cool with that, well. The problem is we won't be able to use the, because with the priest, well, who cares about the priest? Who cares about the favorite weapon? You can get it from the dwarf, but ooh, constitution and charisma, that's all in one piece. And we have a nice shield here. See, it's the looting system in this game is just broken. It's just broken. Once you have some named items, you just don't need to open chests. There's nothing of use in the chests. It's pointless to even try to open a chest. Regardless, I digress. This is the build. All right, this is the build. You can copy it. I mean, there's not much to copy here. This is the announcement trees that you're gonna use, and the epic trees. I just started. I only have 12 points. I took the quick cutter and I took the unyielding sentinel mantle because I want to have the sturdiness of the Anvilward stance. So I'm gonna go with the mantle of the sentinel, and I'm gonna have the fury of controlled rage, and I want to go with the fury of the wild, and whatever else is left on the legendary dreadnought. I feel like those are the 3 more lore accurate destinies for your dwarf in this stance, in this particular configuration. Now, like I said, this is not meta, this is not min-max, this is just a lore build, and there's plenty of lore I've been learning about Eberron, like halflings in the Talenta Plains riding dinosaurs and wielding great axes. Yeah, I learned that's a thing apparently. That's a thing. So you can make a halfling barbarian. Yeah, that's a thing. Trust me, it's there. There's plenty of stuff. There's plenty of stuff you can it gives some life to your characters, and that's why I'm telling you do it on a new character, because I can give you you can give it like a good name. Like Durna Grimsunder is a name for the dwarves, obviously, and yeah, it's just better. I just delete my characters and I create new ones, and I like to do this because it's more fun to play this way than to be the usual hamster that runs, spin the wheel, take the 1 level of favorite soul so you can get charisma to everything, get fade arc, all those things, the usual boring stuff. It's boring. I don't know how you guys manage to stay on the wheel. It's boring. What do? You don't even kill the enemies. Your character has a weird name. It plays weird classes, like 1 warlock, 1 favorite soul, and whatever else you have, just so you can charge your arcane warrior charges and do more DPS on a boss that doesn't even fly into a fury or a rage like the old MMORPG bosses. Like you can literally stay 2 hours in a raid and the monster will just keep gnawing at your ankles. There's no point in being a min-max. And if you have a lot of lives and a lot of gear, you can simply play builds like this and probably survive in Reaper 10. I don't know. This is a new this is a first life character. I don't dare even touching anything that is Reaper 2 or above. Even Reaper 1 solo with a hireling is gonna be difficult because I lack the equipment. I should probably go to the bank and change some of the equipment, but whatever. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this build and I will see you somewhere in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.